Hello everyone, my name is Vienna Brunel and I will be presenting my research on deepfakes, global and ethical implications. This presentation summarizes the key findings from my research paper. So AI-generated media has expanded extremely quickly in recent years. Deepfakes in particular have become highly accessible and common. Because of how realistic they are, they have spread major global concern. Deepfakes allow users to manipulate a person's identity, spread false information, and they violate personal privacy. Throughout this presentation, I will focus on the ethical and the global implications of these technologies, especially in two regions, North America and East Asia. My goal is to outline both the risks and the legitimate uses of deepfakes and explain how ethical frameworks can help guide responsible use. What are deepfakes? Deepfakes are artificially generated videos, images, or sounds created using machine learning modules. Most common is the GANs, or generative adversarial networks. These networks study facial patterns, movements, speech, and expressions, and then they generate highly realistic fake media with it. Because deepfake tools are widespread and rather easy to use, almost anyone with an internet connection can have access to them. It's important to point out what deepfakes are not. So they are not authentic media of a person. Instead, they are manipulated and fully fabricated. They are also not always easy to detect, which makes them extremely risky. While deepfakes can be harmful, they can also be used legitimately in areas like education, accessibility, and film, as long as consent and transparency is involved. And they are not always consensual. Deepfake creation has rapidly spread around the world, and this growth comes with serious global concerns. Countries are facing privacy violations, security threats, new forms of defamation, and even psychological harm to victims. Communities are impacted when trust in digital media breaks down because deepfakes are easy to create and share. Harmful content can spread faster than a lot of legal or even ethical systems are able to regulate. So in North America, especially in the US, deepfakes have created multiple ethical dilemmas. One major issue is political misinformation. During recent election cycles, deepfake videos and audio clips were created to make it appear that certain political candidates had said things that they never actually said. This has greatly increased public distrust in political communication and even in news sources. Another major issue in North America is non-consensual deepfake pornography. Research shows that a significant portion of deepfake videos online involve sexual content that was created without the individual's permission or consent, and many victims aren't even aware that that content of them exists online. This is a direct violation of their privacy, and it can cause some severe psychological harm. Businesses also have become targets of deepfakes. Deepfake audio was impersonating a company executive and was used to commit fraud. This can result in major financial loss, and it is a major security risk. These examples highlight the growing tension between deepfake technologies and ethical responsibility in North America. In East Asia, there's similar problems, but the challenges are shaped more culturally and they have regulations. In South Korea, they have experienced a major rise in non-consensual deepfake exploitation, similar to the US, but these cases involve minors. Because South Korea has such a strong social media presence and culture, it is a lot easier to spread harmful deepfake content in quite a short amount of time. China, on the other hand, has strict government regulations on synthetic media. Altered content must be labeled, and if there is malicious use, there are penalties. However, political censorship and identity manipulation are also concerns because deepfakes can be used in ways that affect public perception. They can support certain narratives. Even with these strong laws, enforcement is difficult due to the speed and sophistication of the AI tools. So, ethical implications. Deepfakes create major ethical implications. Uh, First, there are violations of privacy, as already discussed, and even personal autonomy. When someone's identity is falsified or used without their consent, the individual loses control over how they are perceived or represented. Secondly, deepfakes contribute to widespread misinformation and deception. If people cannot trust what they see or hear online, public trust becomes unstable and democratic processes are weakened and communities are weakened. Third, deepfakes introduce significant security risks. Impersonations can lead to fraud, manipulation, even blackmail. There are two ethical frameworks that help understand deepfakes and why they are problematic. The first is deontological ethics or Kantian ethics. This framework emphasizes treating individuals as ends in themselves, not as tools for someone else's goals. Non consensual deepfakes treat individuals as objects for entertainment or even political manipulation, and this makes them inherently unethical. The second framework is utilitarianism. This evaluates the consequences. So, from a utilitarian perspective, the harm of deepfake misuse, such as like misinformation, the psychological harm, damage to public trust, far outweighs any potential benefits. Therefore, unrestricted deepfake creation is just not ethically justified. So there are counter arguments, as there always are. Despite the risks, deepfakes do have some legitimate and beneficial uses when they're used responsibly. In the film industry, for example, entertainment, deepfakes can support de-aging effects, historical reconstruction, and even allow deceased actors to appear in movies or concerts with proper permissions. In the medical field, they help with voice synthesis for people who have lost their ability to speak. In education, deepfakes can make historical content, it can be more accessible or engaging. And these examples show that with proper consent and ethical guidelines, deepfake technology can provide some meaningful value to society. Along with that are fallacies, of course. There are several logical fallacies that are often used to defend unethical uses of deepfakes. One is the claim that technology is neutral. So, this simply ignores the responsibility of developers and even users to consider the real world impact of deepfake technology. Another claim is that everyone uses it, which is an appeal to popularity and does not justify the harmful behavior. Lastly, some argue that deepfakes are just for entertainment. This minimizes the very real harm that they can do. These fallacies simply simplify the issue and they prevent any meaningful ethical evaluation for users. So, in conclusion, deepfake technologies present significant global and ethical risks. It increases the spread of misinformation, it enables identity manipulation, it creates major security and privacy challenges. In North America and East Asia, they face these issues differently, but both regions demonstrate how widespread and serious this problem has become. Ethical analysis shows that deepfakes often violate principles of autonomy, privacy, and societal trust. While deepfakes have legitimate uses, they require strict ethical guidelines, consent, and even responsible development. Ultimately, managing the impact of deepfakes will require coordinated global standards. not just some regions, stronger regulations, and a clear commitment to ethical responsibility.